How to live authentically and embrace your true self. Stoicism. Who controls your life? Are you living out someone else's script, or are you the author of your own story? In a world where we're bombarded with messages about who to be, what to like, and how to live, it's revolutionary to ask what it means to truly live for yourself. Today, we're not just going to talk about how to survive in this chaotic world. We're going to explore how to thrive by embracing the wisdom of Friedrich Nietzsche, intertwined with the timeless principles of Stoicism. We will uncover the power of creating your own path, trusting your own voice, and finding the courage to live according to your deepest values. If you're ready to challenge the status quo and discover a more authentic way of living, stick around. Let's dive deep into some of the most provocative philosophical ideas that promise to transform not just how you think, but how you live every single day. If you appreciate diving into these transformative ideas with us, a simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button and don't skip any part of the video. Because just like nature's philosophy teaches us to stand apart from the crowd, if you're here, you're already an exception. Let's go. This call to individualism isn't just about making a statement or being different for its own sake. It's about the profound necessity of aligning our actions with our deepest beliefs and values. It's a challenge to live authentically in a world that often prioritizes uniformity. When we talk about not following the herd, we're really discussing the courage to make personal choices that may not always align with mainstream expectations. This could be as significant as choosing a career path that is unconventional, or as everyday as preferring to walk or cycle rather than drive, despite the convenience of a car. Nature's challenge is about questioning, why do we do the things we do? Are we acting out of personal conviction, or are we merely following the blueprint laid out by society? The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasize similar themes. Aurelius famously said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." This vividly captures the Stoic ideal of living according to reason rather than falling into the madness of crowd behaviors. It encourages us to find our own path, guided by rational thought and personal integrity. This notion is deeply rooted in the tradition of Western philosophy. Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, spent his life challenging the prevailing norms of Athenian society, famously asserting that the unexamined life is not worth living. His approach was not about dissent for its own sake, but about seeking a deeper understanding of one's values and actions. Like nature, he believed in the importance of self-inquiry as the path to true knowledge and right living. Plato furthered this line of thought by illustrating how easy it is to be misled by the illusions that society upholds. In his allegory of the cave, he describes prisoners who mistake shadows on a wall for reality because they have never seen the world outside. When one prisoner escapes and sees the world as it truly is, he realizes that what the herd believes is often far from the truth. This allegory is a potent reminder of the dangers of conforming without questioning, and highlights the liberation that comes from seeking truth, even when it goes against the grain. Psychological perspectives also reinforce the value of not following the herd. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, argued for the development of individuality through the process of individuation, stating, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This process involves distinguishing oneself from the collective norms and expectations to achieve personal fulfillment and authenticity. By choosing not to follow the herd, we not only define our identity more clearly, but also contribute uniquely to our communities. Each person who dares to live authentically offers a different perspective, enriching the diversity of thought and lifestyle choices available to others. This isn't just about personal gain, it's about enriching the collective human experience. Let's remember the words of Epictetus: "If you wish to be a writer, write." This simple directive reminds us that to live authentically, we must actively engage in practices that reflect our true selves, not just harbor them as private thoughts or aspirations. Whether it's in choosing a career, a lifestyle, or even how we think, stepping away from the herd isn't just a path to personal authenticity. It's a journey towards a meaningful life. Nietzsche's admonition to shed the bad taste of wanting to agree with many urges us to cultivate our own judgments rather than conforming to popular opinions. This is not about dismissing the views of others out of hand, but rather about developing a strong, independent perspective that relies on our own reasoning and critical thinking. The concept of trusting your own opinion aligns perfectly with the teachings of Stoic philosophy, which places a high value on self-reliance in judgment and action. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of being true to one's own rational mind. He wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This underscores the Stoic belief that our perceptions and opinions are shaped by our interpretations, not by objective reality, and thus we must be rigorous in examining and trusting these perceptions. Stoicism teaches that wisdom and virtue come from within, and this includes the formation and trust of our own opinions. Epictetus highlighted the importance of self-trust when he stated, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." He urged his followers to continuously challenge their own beliefs and remain open to learning and self-correction. This is the essence of trusting your own opinion, not that it should never change, but that it should be formed through personal reflection and deliberate thought. The principle of trusting your own opinion also echoes through the broader Western philosophical tradition. Socrates, whose method of rigorous questioning laid the foundations of Western thought, believed that true knowledge and ethical living begin with an inquiry into one's own beliefs. His practice of questioning everything was aimed not just at questioning the world, but at encouraging individuals to reflect deeply on their own assumptions and beliefs. Aristotle too spoke to the necessity of owning one's judgment in his Nicomachean Ethics, where he discusses the concept of phronesis, practical wisdom. He described this virtue as an ability to act with the best end in mind, based on one's own reasoned deliberations. According to Aristotle, true wisdom involves trusting one's own rational capabilities to discern the right course of action in complex situations. From a psychological perspective, trusting your own opinion is crucial for developing what is known today as self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to succeed in specific situations. Psychologist Albert Bandura has shown that people with high self-efficacy are more likely to challenge themselves with difficult tasks and persevere longer in the face of obstacles. They trust their own capacity to overcome difficulties, which is fundamentally what nature and the Stoics are advocating for. Trust in one's own reasoning above the noise of the crowd. Trusting your opinion is not merely a way of asserting individuality, but a fundamental aspect of leading a reasoned and ethical life. It's about developing the confidence to stand by your convictions, even when they go against the prevailing winds of societal opinion. As we cultivate this trust, we not only become more aligned with our true selves, but also more resilient and capable of navigating the complexities of life with integrity and wisdom. This pursuit is not merely about accumulating facts, but involves a deep ongoing commitment to understanding the world around us and our place within it. Engaging in this continuous quest for wisdom can profoundly shape our lives, enhancing our decision-making and enriching our experiences. Nature famously challenged us to question everything, to never settle for simple answers, and to always strive for deeper understanding. He saw knowledge as a tool for empowerment, a way to craft a life that reflects our truest selves. Similarly, the Stoics, like Seneca, taught that learning is a lifelong endeavor. Seneca once wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This reflects the Stoic belief that the pursuit of knowledge is essential to the development of virtue and personal excellence. For the Stoics, knowledge wasn't just theoretical, it was intensely practical. They believed that understanding the nature of the world and human behavior could lead to better self-control and emotional resilience. This kind of knowledge helps us navigate life's challenges and uncertainties with grace and wisdom. By learning about different philosophies, scientific discoveries, or even the arts, we gain insights into how to live well, which is at the heart of Stoic teaching. Moreover, the act of seeking out knowledge encourages us to stay curious and open-minded. It involves reading widely, not just books that affirm our existing views, but those that challenge them. It means engaging in conversations and debates that push our thinking and expand our perspectives. It also means exploring new cultures and traditions, which can teach us about the many ways of being in the world, revealing not just the diversity of human life, but also common values and shared struggles. This pursuit is inherently about self-discovery as well. In seeking to understand the world, we also come to understand ourselves better. Each new piece of knowledge acts like a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves we might not have recognized before. It challenges our assumptions, tests our beliefs, and sometimes reshapes our goals. This introspective journey is central to both Nietzsche's philosophy and Stoic practice. It's about building a life that not only knows about the world, but that knows itself. Incorporating this principle into our daily lives means making learning a habit. It could be as simple as reading a little each day, listening to educational podcasts, or taking courses on subjects that intrigue us. It also means being active participants in our communities and the world, seeking out experiences that broaden our horizons and deepen our understanding. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus highlighted the importance of applying what we learn. He said, "Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person." Books are the training weights of the mind. This emphasizes that knowledge should not only be acquired but also applied. It's not enough to know more. We must use what we know to live better, more fulfilling lives. By committing to a lifelong pursuit of knowledge, we equip ourselves with the tools needed to make informed decisions, develop deeper compassion, and lead more impactful lives. In essence, every piece of knowledge we acquire is a stepping stone toward becoming the architects of our own destiny, molding a life that is both informed and insightful. Living dangerously, choosing growth over comfort. Living dangerously doesn't necessarily involve physical peril. Instead, it's about the psychological and emotional risks that come from stepping out of our comfort zones. It's about daring to be different, to question the status quo, and to take actions that might disrupt our current sense of security, but ultimately lead us to a richer, more authentic life. This idea is deeply resonant with Stoic philosophy, which teaches that growth often requires endurance through difficulty. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius believe that life's challenges are opportunities to practice virtues like courage and resilience. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset encourages us to face challenges head-on, recognizing them as paths to personal development and self-discovery. Living dangerously in this sense involves making choices that might seem daunting, but have the potential to significantly enrich our lives. It might mean leaving a stable but unfulfilling job to pursue a passion that offers less security but more satisfaction. It could involve moving to a new city or country to experience different cultures and perspectives, or even starting a new project or business that tests our skills and pushes our boundaries. The key here is the willingness to embrace uncertainty. Uncertainty often holds a mirror up to our deepest fears and insecurities, but it also opens doors to new possibilities. By stepping into the unknown, we learn more about our capabilities, our limits, and how to push beyond them. This process isn't just about taking risks for the sake of excitement. It's about calculated risks that align with our deepest values and aspirations. Moreover, living dangerously aligns with the Stoic practice of premeditation of evils, a technique where one visualizes potential challenges and setbacks as a way to mentally prepare for them. This practice doesn't just prepare us to handle difficulties, it also diminishes the fear of the unknown, making it easier to take bold steps forward. Taking risks also involves a deep sense of trust in ourselves. Trust that we can handle the consequences of our actions, that we can adapt and learn, and that we're resilient enough to bounce back if things don't go as planned. It's about cultivating a robust inner life that can withstand external fluctuations, a core principle of both Nietzsche's philosophy and Stoicism. Ultimately, living dangerously is about choosing growth over comfort. It's about recognizing that a safe life might be satisfying in the short term, but might not necessarily lead to true fulfillment or self-realization.